Okay. Well, good to see everyone.
Good to
Good to
see you
see
guys.
you.
too.
Good to see you.
Okay. Share screen.
Wow.
Oh, very.
We got the black square. Oh, there we go.
There,
That's beautiful.
Wow.
Well, this is very little of me. We recently cut down our pepper tree in the backyard,
Mm.
and I kept a couple of pieces, and I gave Scott a couple of pieces of the trunk, and I got a slice. It was the 2-inch thick slice of the trunk, and laid around the back side of the house to dry. And a little while ago, not long ago, I went out and I found this circular piece exactly like that. It had fallen off the main piece and was just lying inside, and because of all the rain, I guess, that we had it itself formed.
Hmm.
And the bottom piece is also the bark from the same tree. It was another piece that had broken off, and I just glued the two together and put them on that base, and it's rather nice. It's not very big. It's only about 6 inches high overall.
Yeah. It's magnificent.
amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. It looks like that. What is the dragon eating its tail thing?
Oh,
the
there you
infinity.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a symbol you see all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's represents infinity or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's hard to come up with names for things.
Yeah, it's really
So
wonderful.
Barry, you didn't do anything to that inside the circle. There's another little curve. That
No,
was like that?
that whole thing, that whole top piece was exactly like it. I
Okay.
put a little bit of
Wow.
glue. I put a tiny bits of glue where I wanted to keep it together so it didn't fall apart. Right up at the top, and maybe a little bit on the flap of which would be in the dragon's nose, I guess. But other than that, no, I just glued the two together and put them on a little base that I had.
Wow,
I really
And
love
then
it. It's
and
beautiful.
me too.
I did spray it with some polyurethane just to protect it.
I was gonna ask you if you put a finish on it.
Yeah.
Mhm. The texture and the color changes are amazing.
Oh yeah, it says circle of life. Yeah, that's it.
Mhm.
Down there, I can't.
Circle of life, there you go.
Circle
There's
of life.
no Barry.
Okay.
Well,
Got
you
it.
know, they say
There's right
nature
there on
is
the
the truth. Nature is the purest form of art. So there you go.
Yeah.
You
Nice
saw
to- It's nice to have some help
it.
Yeah.
from for me to get the help from nature, not nature from me.
Yeah. It's
Well, I mean,
beautiful.
Yeah, it was your artistic sensitivity while you created that arch at the bottom.
Oh wow!
What I mean is, this was a fantastic composition. Yeah.
Yeah, when I took it to the yoke, a couple of people thought I should have mounted it on a pole, but
Oh no,
I,
no.
I didn't have
No.
I didn't have
Oh.
the right thing, and it's small enough and the base is small enough that I think it goes pretty well.
It's really, really nice.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for sending.
Amazing.
Well, I'm
Oh,
up.
that's Chris.
Chris.
So these are just 12 by 12 collages that I did in Jenny Nelson's class.
Mm-hmm.
Lori knows all about.
Yeah, they're
But
great.
thank you. What I can't remember though is if I did them from charcoal drawings or not. I just don't remember.
Are these the collage or the painting of the collage?
These are the collages.
Okay.
Oh no, you're right, Lori. Maybe I don't know.
I
really
think
don't
these
know.
are
I
the
don't
paintings of
remember.
your collages.
That could be. That
Yeah.
could be.
Yeah, they're
So it
beautiful.
was really a great exercise where you do charcoal drawings first,
Mhm.
and then you do collage, and then you do paintings of your collage. But I did add more collage on top of the
Mhm.
paintings, so you
Mhm.
can see like this third one especially has, you know, a little bit more collage on them, but
Yeah,
it was a great exercise because it's all in grayscale and
Mhm.
black and white.
yeah. I love the
So-
So now I'm
composition.
thinking I might make some big ones out
Mhm.
of these.
Yeah,
What I wanted to know, is the charcoal the first layer and then you put the collage on top of it, or are they separate things?
They're all separate. So first you do the charcoal drawing,
Uh,
then from the charcoal drawing, you do the collage,
on a
whole
different,
different assignment,
totally
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
completely different. And then after the collage, then you do the painting, which I guess I did a combination.
Which you could, she said you could. With
Okay.
the charcoal step, you're just doing a big piece of like 18 by 24 and you're free forming, you're not looking at the paper. And you're using different medium every 2 minutes. And then you go in with a viewfinder and find your squares that you like and you refine those, but you're not necessarily doing this next step from those. It's just right, Chris?
Right. It's kind of an exercise in composition and value, basically.
Yeah.
And so with the charcoal exercise, you actually use an eraser and erase some of the charcoal to be able to refine your composition
Mm-hmm.
and get a good value scale.
What did you,
So
by collage, what is it that means you glued something on or you overlaid something? What was it? Newspaper cuttings or from magazines or what?
whatever you want. Mostly, I think most of them were magazines, but I had some handmade papers that I used in combination with magazines. Like the one on the
Yeah.
right has more magazine on it, whereas the other two I used more of my my handmade papers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then when you did the final painting, it was in black and white and gray.
Correct.
Acrylic, probably.
Acrylic.
Okay, good.
I think I
I'm
wanna
glad you
do-
told us the process. That is-
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good process. It really gets you to, you know, look at your values
yeah.
more than color.
Mhm.
Value is more important than color.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Got it. Thanks.
That's great.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
This is my watercolor,
Mhm.
and
Wow.
it was taken from a photo. You guys probably know Julia Gray. Anyway, she
Mhm.
had this beautiful photograph, and what she does is a lot of sculptures that are, you know, sea, ocean-based types of stuff. And this photograph she had, I love the soft colors, and so I cropped it. And this was actually an assignment. The clouds are supposed to be the predominant focus, but mine didn't turn out that way. I think it's pretty even all around. And I used that new brush. It's it's called a triangle brush, where it has a point and a triangle basically. So the triangle part at the base holds a lot of water. So I was able to do line work and put in all those little birds effortlessly.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
So that was new for me.
Yeah.
I love the sky. I think it's fantastic. I think the sky is dominant.
Oh, good. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's a variety of ways to do clouds, which I'm
Yes.
glad I learned because I never could do clouds before.
Really, really nice. I think maybe that little triangular brush, maybe one of the drawbacks of it is that it makes all the little marks so sharp. I could use a little
That's true.
I could use a little softness on some of these black marks here.
Birds.
The fact
Okay.
that they're all so the same sharpness. So
Mhm.
that's the drawback of that brush, probably.
Probably.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
I'll have to practice with it since it's, you know, the only time I used it was for this.
Yeah.
Unless a person could load it, if you loaded it with a black first and then dropped it into a little white, and so that when you put on the tip, and then you might be able to get more of a softness.
Either that or
variation in this.
You could
dilute,
probably go
dilute
in-
the black.
You could probably go in and soften it now.
Yeah, I could. Do you think it
Mhm.
needs to be softened in the back more?
I think these guys are
Yeah.
they're the same. They're so much the same that it's kind of redundant. Could use a little variety in the sharpness, I think.
Yeah, I could probably take some of that out,
Yeah, okay.
actually.
But everything else is really nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Great. Good work.
Thanks.
Yeah. Oh, fun.
Yeah, Suzanne had lots of fun.
Yeah, that was the first one I did. I did that in the nursing home when I was recovering from my back
Why did you do that,
injury.
Nikhil? Now close it.
Oh, the
Close.
sun. Oh. Well, last month you had another doodle, didn't you? This is
Yeah,
the
that was
second
the
one.
second one. This was the first one. And I don't think, like I said, when I do them, and it's like a meditation, and because I smashed the vertebrae in my back, I was in a lot of pain. So I noticed the creature just sort of evolved out of that.
Mhm.
But when I got done, I could see where I was dealing. The second one was really different. The third one so much calmer.
Mhm.
But then I didn't even know, it's like it became an undersea kind of creature, and it has a face at the top.
Mhm.
And then, but I didn't think about that.
You
Mhm.
could almost say that the mid to lower level, those are your vertebrae on the right.
Yeah,
Um,
it could be.
You know.
Yeah,
most
it
of
sort of
the-
looks like it.
Yeah.
And then the lot of red. But it helps me get through stuff like that, injuries or other problems. And it's really helpful. But this is my favorite one so far.
Did you use a pen? Or
Yeah, no,
paint?
it's past my brain just went dead. Color pencil, and then I did watercolor over it.
Mhm.
Nice.
So and I was trying to, it's sort of like water. But
Yeah.
it's interesting what your brain will create without not even thinking about it. That's what I love about art. It reflects where you are at the time.
Well, I like the way this piece looks. You see the blue on the edges here. It gives it a little relief, a 3D.
Yeah. That was with those watercolor crayons
Mhm.
where you can draw it first and then just pull the color out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you get that line.
Because
watercolor.
without these edges here, if you had just done the doodling straight across the paper, it would not have been as interesting. Now you've got like two dimension,
Right.
Mhm.
3 dimensions. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Something I think, Joan, if the lines on either side were gone, I think it might even be more interesting.
You
And
think?
kind of the lines that kind of
Okay.
bring it back in.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
if you didn't have the lines, I think it would expand out of the page.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, if it was just white or just the one color.
Yeah.
Or the colors blending without the line.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I like the lines there. I think it defines what you were feeling in your back. It looks like a back with a really crushed up vertebrae right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
does.
Well, to me, it looks like a body.
Yeah,
Yes,
well,
it
that's
does.
what I mean. The outline, yeah.
Yeah. I think so
And
too.
to me, it said, "Oh, you have a back problem at the moment."
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It does, It really does. When I finally got to see the vertebrae at the doctor's office with the MRI, it was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's just so sad looking. I thought,
Yeah.
well, it's amazing that I can stand up at all,
But
Just-
this is not a sad doodle.
Yeah, it's just like, wow.
It's actually pretty fun. I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. These putting in all the little details that you have in this area, I could see where it would take your mind off of the pain.
Oh, yeah, it does. It really does.
Okay, lovely. Well, thank you for sharing, Suzanne.
Sure.
Wow.
Oh, Scott.
Well, this is one of my latest.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Oh,
The wood is it's called Primavera, but it's also called blonde mahogany, and the Orban at the ball in it is a birch piece that I bought a bunch of these balls, and from chrome to birch, and then some of them I paint. This one is has some really great grain structure in it. A lot of them don't, because birch doesn't have a lot of grain in it. And I finished this in a non-yellowing polyurethane that you have to put on several coats, but it just really popped on this piece, and really happy with the way it turned out. It's 39 inches high. And then the base is Torrey pine sitting on a piece of canary wood that I had laying around. So the light colors all kind of blended together, and the grain was kind of nice and all of it. So that's my piece.
I
That's beautiful.
I like the addition of these little stilts or legs at the bottom. It adds a nice airy effect.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure with this, and I think part of it is just the angle of the photograph. I think if it was sitting on a pedestal and you're just seeing it, walking by it, you really wouldn't see that white part at the bottom there, because they're inset about an inch.
But you would see a gap. You would see a gap, which
You would
really
see a
makes-
gap. Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. The gap is what I was shooting for.
Yeah.
And I could have used wood. I could have used or made any color out of the spacers, but I just left them the natural color of them.
Now, the sculpture seems to be kind of, it's not straight parallel to the edges of the wood. You seem to have turned it just a
Mhm.
little.
Yep. Mhm.
Okay, really, that's a good touch.
Yep.
how tall is it, Scott?
30.
It's 39 inches high,
Oh,
so it's a
yeah,
pretty tall piece.
yeah.
It's so beautiful. It makes my eyes happy to look
Yeah,
at it.
it
Just sort of moving around on it. It's just lovely.
It has a pretty reflection.
Thanks.
Yeah,
On the wall. Yeah.
keep going, Scott. You're doing some really great work these days.
Thanks.
So me,
Wow. Wow.
Are we
My-
hungry yet?
my sister in England, a friend of hers went fishing and brought home, he filleted the mackerel for her. And when she got it, she put it on the white plate, and then she's got this table mat that made these angles in the back. And then she put the what is it? Saran wrap over.
Saran wrap.
Yeah, And looking back, I haven't looked at it in a couple of years, but I can see where this is actually a work of art by itself.
It is.
Yeah.
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 However, I was trying to do something for Jazzercise, and somehow I thought that it was too recognizable. So I did abstract from it, and Jazzercise did accept what I did. So what I took the upper left portion here, and it turned into this,
Mhm.
Oh.
Mm.
so that the wrap gave some really beautiful effects, and then the
Oh, yeah.
colors changed, and it's
Mhm.
Yeah.
I like it. Everybody that looks at it likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it too. I
Very
think it's great.
interesting.
It's really great.
It's interesting.
Mhm.
Wow.
So yeah, so it went from this gray. I don't know what filter made it turn into this, all the browns and pinks, but
Wow.
it came out pretty well. So,
Very nice.
yeah.
It could be photorealism painting or something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. If you didn't know what it was at first, you'd think it was just interesting shapes.
Yes,
Yeah.
it could
Yeah.
just be a free form, yeah.
And the
Yeah.
texture is really wonderful, the textural changes that you've gotten.
Yeah, it was all accidental. I was so surprised to see it when I applied some filter or other, but yeah.
That's the best part of art, the accidents.
Yeah, it really is. Yes.
Good. Joe, and I was just gonna say your first photo, I really like it because it's
This
very
one?
abstract and it's
Yeah.
in
Mhm.
itself.
Oh, yeah.
It's got all those lines in the back
It
and
is in
it-
itself, uh-huh.
in itself it's very, very abstract. And if you took some of those fish out, to me it's a stunning piece. Or even took part of it and made it a different color,
Mhm.
the center part. I
Yeah.
really like it. I like them both. They're both really
Yeah,
fantastic.
I love this arc, this gray arc,
Yeah.
Me too.
and all the little
too.
things here. Yeah, my
Mhm.
sister is she's got quite an
Quite an
eye.
artist.
Yeah.
So then I went and messed it up here, but at least
No, beautiful.
I got
No, it
paid,
works.
I got paid for it, so
Yeah, it works.
Beautiful.
thank
Mhm.
you. Yeah. Did I see Linda? I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you see me. I don't know if you hear me.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. This is a peace totem made from Trader Joe coffee cans.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh.
So each coffee can was hollowed out from the bottom and connected to the next one. But before I put them together, I put a piece of plastic that I molded inside so that I could either paint or do mosaic on each letter. So at night it lights up and says peace. It's a peace totem.
Oh,
And it-
wow.
Yeah.
and it's done with what I call it a polyacrylic cement. Basically, it's like a stucco that you add a PVA glue and mix it together, and then you can lay it on there. And so it makes it kind of feel like sand textural, but it's easy to paint on, easy to apply things onto it when it's still wet. I use some, you can't really tell, but I've used some eggshells to work some of the mosaic parts in it. It was, peace is just something that's never out of style. So
Yeah.
Hey, Linda, how did you
Yeah.
attach the cans initially?
when I laid them down, I used a piece of thin paper, like a paper mache over it.
Yeah.
And then I created the polyacrylic cement over all of it.
Huh.
And then I started working and painting and adding things on top of it. So
Really cool.
Yeah.
thank you.
So how
Yeah.
did you put the letters in the can? You just cut the letters out of the can?
I cut the letters out. I use I have a saw that's called a rotozip.
Yep. No, I have one. Yeah.
Okay, and so I roto-zipped out them, very carefully because it's basically cardboard. Those
Oh.
Trader Joe coffee cans are basically cardboard.
Mhm.
And then I had to create a template so that when I melted my plexiplastic, that it would be on top of that. So I had to kind of have I started with a piece of clay ceramic that I had fired. And then when I went and took the plexiplastic and then I heated it over that so it would keep that shape.
Mhm. It
Yeah.
looks
Very
good.
clever.
It's a process.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. You
And
must
I
have,
was working a lot with just found objects type stuff.
Yeah.
I did a lot of that.
Very
Yeah, I
cool.
really like it.
Super
Mm.
creative.
you must
Very
have been
creative.
you must have been a hippie way back.
What do you mean? What do you mean way back?
Way
Oh,
back, yeah.
boy. Here we go.
Way back.
Here we go.
Hippies come from way, way, way back.
Yeah. I love it. I love totem poles. That's really great.
Great.
There
Thank
is some
Very
sayings
creative.
on it, and there is some stuff that kind of like I have a picture of one of those what I've taken out of some magazines where there was a picture of a bunch of people that created a peace sign, and there's some bombs on it with sayings. There's some kind of, there's more to it. You can't really see it unless you really get up close, and I didn't take that, but there's kind of conceptual ideas within it too.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing.
Okay.
Yeah, I
All right,
love
thank
it.
you.
Lori.
Oh,
Yes.
Very
Oh,
interesting.
Lori, that's really pretty. I like that.
So, in the creative visioning program, I'm now, well, we're entering week 8 this week, but the last few weeks have been on color and various exercises that we're doing. And so this was a combination of using complementary colors of yellow and purple, and then exploring saturation and desaturation and contrast and all the different principles that make up a piece of art, a good piece of art. And so we're working on 12 by 12 wood and in acrylic. And I don't know this, I guess the dog that I adopted was coming into my psyche because the first thing I did was put the dog on the, and she was really bright purple first and then worked through it. So I'm glad, it was a really good lesson and I liked the way it came out.
Mhm.
I did a little glazing at the end.
I love the color palette.
Great.
Thank you.
Nice
Yeah, I was
color.
gonna say, you know what, Lori, I like the way your yellow and purple turned out because usually when I do yellow and purple, it looks like Easter eggs.
Right?
Yeah, but this one turned out really good. So I'm curious what yellow you used.
I believe I used what they call medium. It's probably
Oh, like a
similar.
cad yellow.
Yeah, because I'm using the Art to Life paints,
Right.
just
I forgot.
which I really like, by the way.
Mhm.
And then I glazed it with what they call saffron, just in key spots where it's warmer. And that's kind of like
Okay.
the azo nickel gold, similar.
Ah, okay. Because I
Um,
was thinking maybe that's yellow ochre where the dog is walking,
Mhm.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, one of
but
the
that's a
things
glaze.
and I had some green under there, the sort of green gray. One of the things that we learned that was really kind of like the penny dropped was that if you're mixing uh, if you're mixing a warm color with a warm color, you're going to get a more vibrant color. And if you're mixing with a warm color with a cool color, you're going to get more dulled. And so that was kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah. But Laurie, as much as I love it, I wish to me, in my your little dog here, I could have used the skinnier dog, but he kind of pulls my eye down to the left.
Uh-huh.
But I love the painting. It's really very nice.
Thank you.
Okay. And then there's a couple of works in progress.
Now, this one was basically off my, what he calls a throwaway board, where you're just putting paint on there to wipe your brush
Mhm.
over a period of time. And then I just decided to paint it.
Wow.
But a lot of the color that was under there is, you hardly see anymore. You can see some of it in the green because there was no green in the palette I was working from. So this is basically reds and some yellow, some complementary color. There's some green in there, but you're not really seeing most of it. So it's sort of I looked at it and I thought, oh, maybe this could be something. So I've stopped for right now.
Laurie, I told you, to me, this is a masterpiece as it is. I love it.
Yeah, I like
The way
that.
you pasted, the colors are they're so rich and raw. I just like the whole thing. I don't know
Thank you.
how you would change anything on this.
Yeah, I didn't either. That's why I stopped.
Well, Lori, the only thing I might change is if the figure in the middle is right in the middle.
Yeah.
This,
And maybe push her or him back with a different, like shading or something.
On the right side where it's really
I think
pink.
so. I think
Sub-
so.
You mean subdue
it
the
makes
color a little?
Yeah,
Subdue it,
saturate it
yes.
a little.
Yeah.
Desaturate it. Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
the head might be this pink part might be a little smaller. What do you think,
Strong.
Chris? Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit smaller and a little bit maybe different color or
Mhm.
put some
Yeah.
other colors in it.
Yeah. Good idea.
Then I'd call it done. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Okay.
I love all the subtleties here and just,
Uh-huh.
I love everything about it. But I can see, Chris, that this would be a good
Yeah. It's where your eye goes and you don't want it to go there.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
really,
I
really,
do.
really nice. One of my favorites.
Thank you. And do you see the dog down below?
Oh, there's a dog. Where's the
There's a-
dog?
Right in the middle at the bottom.
Right here. Oh, you can't see my, where the big
Oh.
figure is in the middle, the light color between the legs.
Oh,
Oh, the dog. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
there's a
yeah.
dog.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That's what I mean. The dog kept coming into my psyche.
Yeah, I like it as just an abstract though. I don't.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to make it anymore. Thank you for the suggestions.
And
And
this I love.
thank you. This was also, this was an assignment using just CAD Red Deep and yellow oxide.
Mhm.
Wow.
And that's all that's in there, and black and white.
Mm.
Yeah, one of
You
one
must
of
have
my-
mixed a lot of black.
Mhm.
There,
Is that Gaza?
I don't know what it is.
It looks
just
like the war in Gaza. I mean, that's
you
just
know
where my
me,
brain
it
went.
could be that, you know,
You know, the dust, the color of the desert, and then the people, it just looks so sad. I mean,
Yeah.
that's where my brain went anyway.
Wait,
And
it reminds me of one of my favorite old, do you remember Edvard Munch? I guess he was German.
Mhm.
He made a painting called The Cry.
uh-huh.
oh yeah,
The
the
scream.
cry.
Yeah, it
Wasn't
kind
it
of
The
just reminds
Scream?
me of that. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
as far as being finished, to me, maybe I think all of this I wouldn't touch, but I think just in this area here, maybe just if you brought some of this a little darker thing and just
Uh-huh.
defined a little bit in here,
Mm-hmm.
I think I would call it finished, wouldn't you, Chris?
I think so. I mean, the only thing I see is, again, those faces.
Yeah.
But not all of them, but the three that are.
Yeah,
These three?
I need to
Yes,
change
those
one.
push them back.
They're too similar
All
too.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But
Change the
just
size and push
and
them
bring
back.
bring a little bit of this darker thing in
Yeah.
here just to define something here, and then I think it's done. But just don't
I think
screw
it's
it.
done too.
Don't
Okay.
screw it. Don't screw it up, Laurie.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've
Chris,
got
Chris, how would you push them back? For
With
no-
Push them back with a
Color.
darker color
Yeah,
or lighter.
Oh, yeah,
I would-
yeah,
Either
yeah,
darker
yeah,
or lighter.
Yeah,
you know, maybe some of the gray tone.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
we just have time for Joy.
you.
Okay, we're
Thank
kind
you
of
so
running out
much.
of time. Yeah, I love these.
Thank you.
Joy,
Oh wow.
Mm.
where is this? Where is Ketchikan? I don't know.
Yes,
Alaska.
that you can.
Alaska.
Is it Alaska? Oh, you went to
Oh, yeah.
Alaska. I remember now.
Yeah, last year. This is-
Wow.
yeah.
Ah,
That's
brilliant.
beautiful.
Thank you. This
You
is my
went in
journal.
summer though. Yeah.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
Wow.
You did it in gouache. Wow.
Wow.
Gouache is easier than watercolor.
It is?
I couldn't do gouache. I did it in the same time, and I took a picture and I came home. I did it like my journal.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
It
stunning.
really is.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
thank
here's
you.
here's another one. Boy,
Oh wow, look at
wow.
that.
Mm.
Oh,
I just love your mastery of this quick
It's, the
application.
gouache.
I mean, and yet it comes out so beautifully. This could not have been any better. The trees and
oh, lovely.
Oh,
really
thank you.
nice. All your
Oh,
practice is
lovely.
paying off, Joy. Yeah.
Thank
love the
you.
use
That's
of your
fun.
color
Yeah, I
reflections.
love that small
Yeah.
town, beautiful town.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And then we did this. Oh,
Oh my
Oh,
God.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I took this ship to Alaska.
Wow.
Yeah.
oh, is that
Wow.
Princess Cruise?
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's really nice and loose, Joy. I think you've really got it now.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Joy, how did you do the sky? It's so
Washi, I don't know. I just put the color on, and it's very
What was it?
easy to get the result. Much
Is it
easier
wet
than
on-
watercolor.
Yeah, was it
really
wet on
wet
wet
on
or,
wet.
or dry on wet?
I think two layers. or three
Okay.
layers, just like that.
Oh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because gouache is nice because when you go back onto it, it is gonna wet again, but so
Mhm.
that can give you that kind of depth.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
very nice.
You've got a nice variety of blues and whites, so it's
Oh,
Mhm.
thank
fantastic.
you.
And it's wonderful how you just suggested the little porthole, the windows and the
Yeah.
portholes without detracting from all the beautiful stuff
Yeah.
here.
The
Mallory-
reflection in the water in the foreground is just really awesome too.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Absolutely,
It
yeah.
does. It looks wet. Like if you touched it, it'd be wet.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
really
Just
is. Especially
beautiful.
that puddle on the right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
it's amazing.
We all wish we could do quick
Oh
sketches
my
like
God,
this,
yeah.
Joy. And finally, the last, and we'll run out of time, is
Oh,
fun.
wow.
Very nice.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
The sky again is just
Mhm.
Yes, the sky.
masterful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
thank
Well,
you.
now you've mastered watercolor, oil, and gouache.
And what are we gonna do with her?
I don't know.
Thank you. You're guys so encouraging me. Yeah, because the gouache is easier for small
Yeah.
painting. Yeah,
Mhm.
with
Yeah.
small
Yeah.
brushes, and the result always gives
Joy?
a surprise. Yeah.
Have you ever used gouache and watercolor together?
Um, just several, a couple of times. I
Yeah.
put a watercolor if I found the color is not bright and then or solid, and I put some gouache on it.
Mhm. Yeah, I've done the same thing.
Good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then you can put the watercolor back over the gouache too, if you want.
Ah,
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah, I've done both.
Wow, I never
Yeah.
tried it.
Yeah. Don't be afraid. You can do
Okay, okay, I will. I will do. Thank you, Laura.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so